and I am Gwen Peterson, founder of Spiritual Communities Network. And it is my pleasure each and every month to showcase one of our wonderful members who just do such phenomenal work. And I am really, really thrilled with Valerie this evening because of her stick-to-itiveness and our people in the gallery who are here for the class because we ran into some technical difficulties, but we're here. We are here and we are good. And Valerie, she's going to be doing her talk on Theta healing, thriving with Theta. And she's been a member of Spiritual Communities Network for a couple of years now. She is also a certified Theta healer instructor. So you might have seen she's been promoting for different Theta healing workshops that are coming up. And so, you might want to connect with her on those workshops. If you're interested in what you see here, you might want to connect up with her. And then also she's going to be part of SpiritCon on 11/11. It's November 11th. It's a Wednesday. We are going to have a full day of energy healing. The theme this year with SpiritCon is the energy of healing. And at noon, we'll have Valerie with us and she'll be doing some Theta healing. So, Valerie.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I am Valerie Johnston. Thank you, Gwen. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself as I am a Theta healing practitioner and instructor. I'm a member of the National Federation of Spiritual Healers, the Healing Trust, and I'm an independent distributor of Bemer. And most importantly, I am a lover of life. And thank you for being here. It's been interesting with the technical difficulties, but the important thing is that you're here. And I want to share just a little bit about my story, my background. So being healthy and fit has always been a major part of my identity. I grew up competing with 4 older brothers, and I lived in northern Michigan. It was a pretty rugged area. But my passion was that I always wanted to be recognized as somebody who was not only fit, but that could get things done. So that very passion followed me into my first career. I worked for as a civilian for the United States Navy, Morale, Welfare and Recreation Department. And that was for their militaries, their families, civilians, and both stateside and overseas. So I have a great understanding on how important it is to maintain and teach, and I did in that career as well, the quality of life, the importance of teaching a healthy lifestyle and offering that very opportunity. So this leads me to, in the early 2000s, my body started to fail me. And I'm like, I just ignored it because I ate well, I exercised, I had this phenomenal faith. There's no way. I ignored it. Well, it wasn't until I could it wasn't until when I went to open the refrigerator and I'm in such pain, or I couldn't hold my coffee cup, that I realized that I had some serious issues happening. And that began my health circus. So just to kind of give you an example, the hair on my head would actually hurt my skin. My muscles would give out. I was using a cane and I was experiencing a lot of pain. So in comes the Western medicine, the Eastern medicine, the alternative medicine, and the functional medicine. All of that brought me to a place where, okay, I'm getting better. And I'm out riding a bike and I have an accident and I get a brain injury. And within 6 months, all those issues are back. On top of now I have problems with speech, pulling words forward. I couldn't drive and I'm using a walker. Okay, so the Western or the doctor's idea was to give me more medicine. And I'm like, no way. I need to be present. I need to be mentally aware. I have 2 younger daughters. I want to live this life and I want to be healthy. I took control. There's no doubt. I took control back of my health. And this is where I started to seek out in other healing modalities and techniques and therapies. And this is obviously where Theta comes in. What I want to say to you is that some of you might right now be struggling. Your situation, your issues might be different, your own challenges. But what I'm offering you today is a tool. It's a tool with the possibility of healing your life on a mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual level. I can't stand here or sit here, I should say. I can't sit here and say, this will cure you. But what I can say is that this is a powerful opportunity for you to take control back, that you have an opportunity to improve your health and well-being. Now, I'm not the only one who feels this way. There are Theta healing practitioners and instructors in over 180 countries. Yes, 180 countries. That is how transformative Theta healing can be. So what is Theta healing? Like, what is it? Like, I'm doing all this talking. You want to know the real, the real nuts and bolts. And so Theta healing is a meditation technique that taps into the brain's theta waves. And this enables a deep emotional and physical healing by changing our beliefs, our limiting beliefs and our feelings. So when we're in a theta state, we are in the same brain frequency as if we're in like a hypnosis or a deep meditation. And the reason why this is so important is because at this state, we get to access the subconscious mind. And the subconscious is where we hold our memories, our attitudes, and our beliefs, and more. But that's just maybe a little bit. So I just want to bring an awareness to you. And I know that I'm sure that most of you are familiar with how science is now so aware of the benefits of when we're in the alpha or in the theta the theta state, because it can relieve stress. It can, you can have reduction in anxiety. You can experience mental clarity. It provides, it synchronizes the two hemispheres of your brain. It increases your imaginative and creative imagination. It reduces pain. It promotes that euphoria and it stimulates the release of the endorphins, and it goes on. Okay, all of this is possible. But before I go a little too much more into theta, I want to share with you that there's two major functions of the brain, the conscious and the subconscious. So now let's just first talk about the conscious mind, because this is when we quickly judge right or wrong. It's where we decide what information we're going to hold on to and what we're going to let go. So the conscious mind is about 12% of our brain, 12%. Okay, so the next area is our subconscious. This is what it contains: all of our memories, our habits, and self-image, and it controls the autonomic bodily functions. That's like our breathing, our heart beating, that type of thing. It's also both the storeroom of information and the performer of tasks. Okay, and remember that it also is predefined instructions that we don't consciously think of, like our breathing, like the heart beating. So this part of our consciousness is about, the subconscious is like 88% of the brain. The 12% is the conscious, 88% is the subconscious. So what this means, that even though we may recognize we have let's say we know that we have a negative belief, but what we're trying to do is to take that 12% in our conscious mind and you want to change that 88%. So any change that is first formed, like in our consciousness, saying, oh, I want to do this, it may not be able to change that 88%. So let me give you another example, kind of something you might relate with to better. And that is the computer, right? We're looking at one right now or whatever. So the conscious mind would be like a Word document. The subconscious is like hardware of the computer. Do you see the magnitude of the difference. Exactly. So what I would, I want to share when I'm talking about some beliefs, I want to share a few things with you. So I'm in my early 20s, right? I lived in Sarasota, loved the beach, right? Spent a lot of time at Siesta Key and Longboat Key and blah, blah, blah. But my mother wanted to move to Bradenton and to buy a house in Bradenton. And I hated Bradenton. I can't tell you, I hated Bradenton at that point. But I didn't want to disappoint my mother. So inside, I'm like, I hate Bradenton. But what do? I bought the home with my mother. So you see how I'm feeling one thing, but I really am thinking something else. And my behavior is I did something else. And I'm showing this because this was the behavior that kind of behavior was formed on beliefs that through my life, that dis-ease, that disconnect is what I believe now was the catalyst in my health, in the breaking down of my health. So let me give you another example. A friend of mine, he's a status doctorate in education. He works at a very prestigious university, and he has been in a 2-year program, a certification course in healing, and he can do the work. And the instructor's like, you need to move forward and get this, certification. He didn't want to do it. And it's not that he couldn't do the work. He doesn't like being singled out. And he especially didn't want what he had playing in his head, the expectations of what would be expected of him if he got this license. Again, it's a belief. It's feelings. And I'll tell you, when he was struggling with this, the anger, the animosity, I mean, it was incredible. And thankfully, he's a Theta healer as well. And he understood that there were beliefs there. There were some deep-rooted beliefs that that needed to be addressed and changed. So I'm going to ask you, are any of you feeling stuck? And if you are, just kind of give me a thumb up. Are any of you feeling stuck? Are any of you feeling stressed? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. You see, those very thoughts can become beliefs. I feel stuck. I am stuck. You see how that there's an energy there? And that being stuck is a belief that can be dug into, that's in the subconscious. Because remember, this is what you're thinking, or this is what you're feeling. So how does this fit with those examples? How does that fit with in Theta? Because it's in this Theta state that we get into that brainwave that we can make changes, and we can make them instantly. Because Theta works by doing, and I'm just giving you the major things here, right? 2 major things. It's pulling beliefs or pulling feelings, and then downloading. So we may pull a belief system we have, and then we may download another one to replace it. And we do this by addressing 4 separate categories. And I'm giving you a brief overview just to kind of give you an insight. So when we're doing that, when we're working together on or on yourself, if you're into Theta, when you're working, you're going to be working in 4 areas. And these 4 areas, the first one is called the core beliefs. And this is the level that it's what we taught. It's what we are taught in this life and is set from childhood. And that it's become a part of us. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. I had a belief that was kind of interesting. So I was in a career up until I had my daughter at 37. 5 months later, I'm like, I got to quit. I can't, I got to take care of my daughter. Okay, I found out presently, like in the recent history, that I had a belief system. I could either be a career person or I could be a mom. I couldn't be a career person and a mom. Now, that was a belief that was held. If you would have asked me, I would have said, cuckoo, no way. But in the digging, that was a belief system I held. So that's in our core. So then we go on to our history level. And this is the level that concerns memories of either like our past lives or a deep genetic memory, or it could be a collective consciousness that we experience. that we carry into this lifetime. So I'm going to give you an example would be, let's talk about love. Like love has to be earned, or it involves self-sacrifice. That could be something we've brought into us. Another one, another belief level that we work on is the genetic. So the genetics is the belief, it's actually in our DNA. It's like the beliefs in this level are carried over from our ancestors or are being added to this to our genetics at this lifetime. So I'm going to give you an example, and I think because this is so interesting to me. So Vianna Steibel White, where did that come from? Vianna Steibel, who is the founder of Theta Healing, she was in a sweat lodge and there was music playing. And certain music came on, and she experienced such anger and hatred. I mean, just this hatred. I mean, really rebellious, like busting out of her feelings. Well, then it went on, and different music started to play, and she started feeling like this empowerment, a sense of like unity. And it was actually through that experience when she came out of the sweat lodge, she asked, she's Native American, and she asked whoever was in charge, she said, what was the music playing? And she found out that I think it was Crow music, and the Crow and her tribe have always been arch enemies. Like, isn't that incredible? Like, really, when we think of some prejudices we might have, has nothing to do with how we intellectually think, but it's something that might be in our DNA. Very fascinating. And then we go into the soul belief, and the soul belief is, this is the level that this is the beliefs, and the level is like all that you are. These are your soul level. So this is where I want to share with you. We talked about pulling and downloading, and how we in Theta we work with not just our beliefs, but we work with feelings, and it's so important that people understand that, because like I can talk to you about joy. I mean, I got joy out the yin, but there are people who can talk it, but they don't really feel it. So feelings are just as important as the emotions or the blocks or the belief system. So at this point, this is one of my favorite parts of this whole this whole session. I must have a big kid at heart. So this is called a wand. It's an energy wand. Energy stick is what it's called. And you see, I'm holding it, right? Nothing exciting is happening, but I got a big grin on my face. Now watch. Don't you love that? The sound, the light. Okay, the reason I use this is because in Theta Healing, we are like this side, but we go up to the Creator. And when we connect to the Creator of all that is, God, or whatever you call that, that source, this is where the healing happens. We just witness it. Again, it's in our connection to the Creator. So what I would like to do now is I'd love to just I'd like to actually do a meditation. I'm just going to take you and do a nice meditation, and then we can, kind of sum that up. So because this was an interesting thing, go ahead and just take some nice deep breaths, bringing it in through your nose. Before we do that, why don't everybody make sure you're just comfortable, sitting very comfortable. All right, you can be sitting, laying down, whatever is right for you. And you're going to take a nice deep breath through your nose and release. Taking another nice deep breath in through your nose and release. And one more time, please take a nice deep breath in and release. Okay, I want you to visualize yourself standing or being connected to the earth, connected to the ground, and actually seeing deep roots going down deep into Mother Earth. Feeling that energy coming up through your feet, through your legs, You're going to go up all through your body, through all the chakras. There you go. You're coming out of the crown, the very top of your head. And I want you to visualize yourself in this beautiful white, beautiful ball of light. It may be a different color for you, but just you're in this beautiful ball of light. You're safe, you're protected. And now I want you to see that ball going higher and higher. Keep going up and up. You're going to go beyond the stars. You're going beyond the universe. Keep going up. Going up. Go beyond the dark lights and the bright lights and the dark lights and the bright lights. Continuing up, many levels of that. Coming up to a golden light. Keep going up. No, you're still going up. You're going to go through the sixth plane of existence known as the walls. Continuing up is a jelly-like substance. Continuing up through that. And you see this beautiful white luminous light. And that's where you're going, continuing up into that. Just keep going. Go deep into that beautiful white luminous light. And this is the place of the creator of all that is. Take a nice deep breath in and relax. Just feel yourself just kind of in this beautiful luminous place of unconditional love. You're surrounded in it, around it, becoming a part of it. Oh, just feel it. You're taking it in. Just breathe that in again. This is unconditional love. This is you being a part of the one. Allowing yourself to just continue to relax in that. Just relax in it. Let it go. Gather up that unconditional love. Just give yourself armloads of it, just like it. Just bring it in. Just armload after armload. Bringing that into you. And now I want you to go ahead and see yourself in that ball again. And you're coming down, so beautifully safe, protected, and filled with that unconditional love. I keep hearing beauty. Coming down, you're going to come back through your crown. Just coming in through your whole body. It's filling your whole body. And you're anchored again. Now take a nice deep breath in. And release. Maybe move your fingers, your toes. Totally surrounded in white light. And now I'm going to ask you to open your eyes gently as you can. You might want to look down at first. Wow, thank you. Thank you. That, in that space where we're connected, that's where the changes happen. That's where the light is. And that is where we watch and witness the miracles happen. Friends, if you're like me, and you would like to feel you have a choice in your life and your well-being on all levels, Theta Healing provides a powerful means to change beliefs that no longer serve us. A means to experience the unconditional love of the creator of all that is. And it's a pathway to who you really are, a divine spark of God. This is what Theta Healing is all about. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.